Hey YouTube, how you all doing this afternoon? Hope everyone had a very great weekend, and hope you all had some time to spend with family and friends, and just able to enjoy the precious time we have together. I want to first apologize for not getting to you all sooner than now. I had made I should say a commitment um, for this Saturday that I would share a little bit more about myself and some of the things that are dear to me, and hopefully, um, you know, make an impact as usual. As always, that's how I want to live my life here. But it's Sunday. The reason why wasn't able to spend some time with my family, my wife had a party to go to, and it was a Christmas party, and my son, he had a football game. So I was stretched thin. I wanted to make sure that I connect with everyone tonight. But before I do that, I'm not sure if you all are familiar or heard about the, I should say, natural disaster that occurred in the Midwest, Missouri, and I believe Kentucky, and a couple other of the um, Midwest states. A lot of people have lost their lives, homes shattered, and buildings torn from the ground up. Very devastating, and my heart definitely goes out to them. I have some friends in Missouri that I have to reach out to just to make sure that they're safe. But this is definitely a time to pray for um, our world, our state, our earth, the United States in particular, the Midwest in particular. Um, let's just send some positive vibes their way, some love, some hope, and give a prayer, shout out a prayer for them that they will have um, a successful road to going back to normal. But tonight I wanted to share with you one of my subscribers. They were saying that they were definitely looking forward to understanding my journey here, and some of the things that led me to who I am today. And they were really excited about that, and they really feel that they'd be able to connect with some of the experiences that I had over the years to bring me to where I am today. So once again, the Freestyle Motivator. I have nothing scripted, but comes from the heart, and hopefully it makes sense. So I guess I'd start by saying that my life has always been a journey. It's been a journey from day one. I had some good, some bad, some the ugly, but it really allowed me to grow. And I think really my faith and my belief has sustained me. I know a lot of people now, they come to me and they're saying, you're so smart, you have yourself together, you're articulate, um, but I had a lot of struggles growing up, and moving into my career, adulthood, manhood, that really shaped who I am today. I'll never forget. I think one of the things that sticks with me and has really driven me, motivated me to never give up in my past life, when I was coming up playing football. I'll never forget. I mean, this sticks with me today, but it really fuels me. I wanted to get out on the football field, and I wanted to. We were in a game, I believe. It might have been a practice field, but I do remember I wanted to get out there, and I was walking by the coaches, um, pacing back and forth, and one of the coaches said, "Let's get Israel in," and the other coach said, "No, he's not smart enough. We don't need to get him in on this play." And I looked at this coach, and I remember saying, "Wow, is that how you feel?" And I said to myself, you know what? I'm never going to ever let anyone dictate who I am, what I'm about, how far I can go, and how far I can reach. Um, but earlier on, yeah, those the instances like that, fueled me. I came from a home where church was all day, every day, all day long, all night long. I don't do that anymore. I don't go every night, every Sunday, every Monday, every Friday. But I definitely still believe in God. Um, I I grew up always wanting and always dreaming, dreaming. I remember looking out of the window at night, dreaming about who I wanted to be and who I wanted to become. I was who I wanted to become. I was always a dreamer, and I always questioned things, and I always had ideas. And I remember earlier on, I wanted to be. When I was in high school, I wanted to be this magnificent musician. All the musicians around me were so good. I was always intimidated, right? Intimidated to be around them, intimidated to play after them. But in the back of my mind, even in the midst of me being intimidated and me being fearful, I would always go home and I would always practice for hours, for hours, trying to perfect my craft. And in my eyes, always thinking that I still wasn't good enough. Um, all through sports, from track, football, to basketball, always just this close to taking it to the next level. But there was always something that, you know, set me back, whether it be an injury, whether it be me not playing my best game at that time. Something that I felt was always trying to prevent me from, getting to the next level. But, in the midst of that, I continued to push forward. You know, I think growing up, my whole attitude growing up was, you know what, you might be able to take away my reality at that time. I might have, you know, lost the race, fumbled the football, didn't play the right note, but you could never ever take away my dream. And I always had a dream of one day, right? One day, I'm going to be great. I'm going to be great. And nothing would prevent me from being great. And at that time, my reality of being great was, I was going to graduate from school, get a degree, find a wonderful, beautiful wife. And I did that, be a musician in the church and go into corporate America and climb that corporate ladder. When I graduated from high school, I this is how ambitious I was. I had a 2.9 GPA. I applied to Yale. I applied to Stanford. I applied to Syracuse. Um, I applied to so many of those big time colleges because nobody was going to tell me that I couldn't make it. I ended up going to a great university, Hampton University, and it really molded me to who I am today. Um, it took me 9 years to graduate, y'all. 9 years to graduate, but I never gave up. I got in, maybe 8 years. I got in, and for different reasons, I had to step out, but I always had that resilience. I always had that resilience that I was not going to give up. I think that's what fueled me throughout my entire life. I wasn't going to give up. Wasn't going to give up. And I ended up going into college in 1990, and I'm graduating in 1999. But during that time, I met my wonderful wife. We've been married for 21 years. I have a great son. And I've met so many people along that 9-year journey in and out of school. I had the opportunity to play for choirs, had the opportunity to meet, play for churches. I had the opportunity to really find myself. I went in I graduated from high school at 16, and I graduated from undergrad at age 26. and I got a business degree. And I said, you know what? I'm just gonna. All I knew, all my reality was at that time was playing the corporate ladder. I'm gonna ride that corporate ladder, man. I'm gonna ride that corporate ladder. And I got into corporate America, and I had some good times, some bad times. A lot of times where I questioned myself, like, what the heck am I doing in this environment? I went from one customer service job to one supervisor role to sales roles and sales jobs, and I think my best time in my entire corporate or 9 to 5 career, I was working at Citibank in Iron Mountain. I had a really good run there, but outside of those pockets, I was going from one job to the next, either because I felt that I wasn't good enough, or the job was just not for me. That was my reality then. Nobody knew. I would go to church and play my music, play my organ. I'd be jamming. That was my comfort zone. I was doing the thing. I was doing the thing. But providing for my family, at that time I knew I had to have a job. But in the back of my mind, I knew that that wasn't for me. So I spent a lifetime um, working in a 9 to 5. Not really bad. I mean, I wasn't bad. I wasn't bad, but I wasn't living my best life. I'd spent 3 years, 4 years at a job. I think my longest time was at Citibank. I spent about 10 years there. Going from different roles. Um, and it was in 2008 when the mortgage collapsed, the mortgage implode occurred. My entire life got turned upside down. Oh, one thing I did also get my master's. So, education was important for me. Got my undergrad, got my master's. I'm not really using it that much right now at all. School is not for everyone. At the time, I thought it was for me, and I did the best I can to overcome some of the thoughts about myself. I thought education and finding the right job um, would make me who I become. Would make me the person that I wanted to be. Saw so many people progressing. I'm like, what? Surely this is the key. Um, and I spent my entire life. Well, not my entire life. I'm still living, but I spent a good portion of my 20s and 30s and early 40s um, just working, man. And I'm sorry, working people, right? Obviously there's both men and women listening to me, but that's a figure of speech. But just working, and then just going from one job to the next. Not job hopping. I mean, I spent years at every job, but um, wasn't really amounting to anything. Really wasn't amounting to a lot. But I always had that faith. I always had that resilience. And in the midst of that, though, I was always able to provide for my family. So what I do know is that even though I was not in the right situation all the time, God got my back. God had my back. In the midst of that, I won awards, President's Club, top salesperson in a certain particular department. But that was short lived. That was short lived during that time. And I did go through some time, of being depressed, wondering why I'm not getting any further than, I mean, the glass ceiling was here. I was right here. Boom, hitting it. Boom, hitting it. Couldn't get any further than this. I don't even know if you call it glass ceiling and whatever that is below the glass ceiling. But I was always a dreamer. And I realized early on that, you know what? You can call me what you want. You can think that I'm not making this metrics or this production or this and that, but I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it. I think the best times of my life really was when I was working as a supervisor in different roles, um, and the main thing that I had going for me was I was impactful for people. I love being around people. I love hearing what people had to say, and I love encouraging others to be their best. And that, in those supervisor roles, that's what allowed me to really, really um, see a measure of success in my 9 to 5. So don't get it twisted. I wasn't blundering through my life, but I was never able to get to where, at least I felt, to get to where I wanted to, consider myself as successful. And it was about 4 years ago. No, 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 no. What am I saying? 4 years ago. Um, I don't even want to get there yet. I want to kind of, lead up to that. So, you know, my unwavering faith, really had ups and downs, and but my unwavering faith allowed me to get through those times. Just belief in myself when no one else believed in me. Um, Belief in myself. Um, I always was in this space where people gravitated to me. So people respected me, people loved me, but there was also a side, as I mentioned, that deep within myself, I didn't feel that um, people believed in me the way I wanted them to believe in me. I was a nice person, they love to listen to me. I guess I should say I was my best self in certain situations. I should say that. I was my best self in certain situations, but I was fearful of going into those situations because I thought that those particular situations were too far out of pocket for me. So I stayed in my lane, just doing what I needed to do, but not really getting anywhere. And it was 2 years ago, I said to myself, enough is enough. I can't do this anymore. I said, God, you're going to have to show me what I need to do to get out of this 9 to 5. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to I want to live my best life. Um, I want to, I want to be more impactful to others, right? I want to be more impactful to you. I want to change the course of my family tree. I want to change the course of the direction that I was going. Um, as you can see, I had successes and I had not so good times, but I was able to make it through. I was able to to do what I needed to do to put food on my table and to have a certain degree of success. And I remember a good friend of mine, a year prior to me saying enough is enough. You know who you are. He was trying to get me into crypto, man. He was trying to get me into this with these weird altcoin names. I had no idea, and I would listen to him, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna pay no mind. I don't know what this is. This sounds crazy. And he was trying to get me in. He was trying to get me in a year before I made the decision or before I heard that voice. And I remember it was the December of last year. I was telling God, it's enough. I'm tired of this. I don't want to do this no more. I'm tired of this 9 to 5. I don't want to do it. And literally, which gets me to talking about crypto, literally he said, buy Bitcoin. And I said, that don't sound like God. That sounds like me. And I heard a voice say, no, I need you to buy Bitcoin. I need you to buy Bitcoin. I need to trust me on this. So I researched it, and I was getting excited, man. I was getting excited. And I was telling my wife about it. I said, babe, we got to invest in Bitcoin. She looked at me, she said, what? Boy, you better be crazy. I don't even know what that means. Bitcoin, what? And I said, no, we got to invest in Bitcoin. So I was pacing back and forth, pacing the room. I said, you got to trust me on this. You got to trust me on this. You have to go into your 401k. And he went, everything just stopped. I said, no, we got to get into 401k. We got to put into Bitcoin now. I'm telling you the truth. Now, I researched it. I heard a voice. And she reluctantly, she said, okay. She even said, Israel, I'm going to do it. I didn't think she believed in it. So we cashed out that 401k. It was January of 2021. Yeah. And she said the next day she heard a prophet. A prophet was talking, or a pastor, and he was saying that somebody needs to buy Bitcoin this year. And I was like, yep, that's us. That's us. So we bought Bitcoin, and I didn't know anything about crypto. But what I did, I Googled the top 10 cryptos to invest in. Didn't know what they were. didn't know what they did. Um, and me and my buddy, we hadn't talked for a while after that. We're great friends now. My brother, I love him. And it just listed the top 10 cryptos to invest in. And I just started putting money in, you know, once once a week, twice a week, three times a week. I ended up putting about $30,000 worth of my own money into crypto for that entire, I should say, 2021. And while others were going out, buying Armani jeans, traveling to California and Europe, and doing all these things with with their money. I took $30,000 of my money, and every week when we got our tax returns, I put it in. You know what I mean? I put that thing in, and I was understanding. I was learning my own self. People were saying, "Oh, Israel, you're really smart to get into crypto. You must be really smart." I don't know if I'm smart. I just know that I'm smart enough to know that that was what God told me to do. I had a belief in myself. So I invested, and I'm, learning crypto, learning the different wallets, learning the different exchanges. And I'm telling you what, at the end of that 2021, my $30,000 investment, I'm not going to tell you how much I have, but I will tell you the range that $30,000 investment is between 10 times and 1,000 times more than today than what it was when I invested. Now you all can do the math. That 30,000 is between 10,000 and 1,000 times more than what I had put in today. Tell me that ain't living my best life financially, right? And I promised and I called my friend I called my buddy that got me in, and I have another buddy that's in now. I'm just like, man, we were just exchanging different things, and you know, exchanging different ideas, different cryptos. And I was just telling him what a blessing he is to me, what a blessing he is to me. And I said to myself, oh yeah, I'm going back and forth. Hopefully you all follow me. On January 20, I said to my wife, January 2021, I said by February. No. That's December of 2021. I'm sorry. I said by February 2022, we are no longer going to be working in corporate America 9 to 5. We're going to be doing our own thing, doing our own thing. She looked at me like, what? Are you serious? I said, absolutely, positively serious. We're going to be out. We're going to be doing our own thing. And let me tell you something. Family. My thing went from faith to belief. And faith, it's hoping things are going to happen. Faith is a strong word. Don't get it twisted. But my faith went from hoping to already believing. Look, it's done. It's a done deal. Done deal. Done deal. So it was March. It wasn't February, but March. We were able to give our notice. Obviously, 10 times to 1,000 times. I ain't going to tell you what it is, what it was in between. But I will tell you it was enough to give our notice. And let me tell you, our investments have been growing and growing and growing. Growing and growing and growing. God has been good to me. And He allowed me to realize that, look, you have to believe. And so many of us get so bound up in not believing to be wealthy. Why? I don't know what's up with our mindset. We're afraid to think wealth. We're afraid to enjoy life. We're thinking that we're some bad people. I mean, I got friends like that, and I got a lot of friends, thank goodness, that are in my circle that are the same mindset as me. They have their integrity, and they know that we were put on this earth to give back, but we were also put on this earth to enjoy life. So we can, and in order for us to give back, we have to have something to give back. And my finances have been blessed. I have been able to bless others. Now, some aren't jumping on as much as I want them to jump on. You can't put $2 into crypto and think you're going to be a millionaire. You got to have some belief now. You got to have some belief. So many of us are, and I'm going to talk about crypto later more, but I wanted you all to understand my journey. This is a summary. We have a lot more time to come so that you can get to understand me and know me, but I don't want to bore you all too much. But This journey that I've had, two things. We have to get out of our comfort zone. Too many of us are working in my comfort zone was going from one 9 to 5 to the next because I could interview, people love me, I had a way, but I wasn't living my best life. I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I was feeling more behind the eight ball. I wasn't living my best life because my comfort zone. Too many of us are in the comfort zone, and I look at the comfort zone as being the starting blocks. You can't get off. You can't get out of the starting blocks because you're too tied up in your comfort zone. You don't want to step out and you don't want to take chances. You I'm sorry because it just hits home for me and I want you all to get it. I want you all to get it. Too many of us are settling with thinking within our reality versus thinking within our dreams. You know, the most successful people, they are thinking up in their dreams. They're not thinking about their reality. They dare to dream. They dare to dream big. They dream so big it sounds ridiculous and it sounds foolish. But I rather dream foolish and ridiculous because you know what? Somewhere up into that foolish and ridiculous, you're going to come to a happy medium. But if you never ever dream big and you always settle for being in your reality, that's all you're going to get out of life. When we were young, we were dreamers. We wanted to be astronauts. We wanted to be presidents. We wanted to invent something. We wanted to be somebody. We wanted to be somebody. But then as we got older, we have people, we have people talking to us, speaking to us, preaching to us. And then we get in a situation where we don't think it can happen to us. We just wow everyone else that it happens to. Our comfort zone is a terrible thing. Our comfort zone is a terrible thing. We will live in our comfort zone from the time we grow up to the time that we die if we don't step out and we don't start running that race. I'm out of my comfort zone. I'm thinking so big. I'm thinking bigger than big. I'm thinking so big. That's why I had to have all my hair cut off because I needed room for it to grow. My thought process is so big, it just can't even be explained in a one YouTube segment. I am thinking big. Actually there's a particular home that my wife um, that we're looking at in the springtime. We saw it last week. It's a big home. I mean, it's a big, yeah, it's a big home, and it costs a lot of money. Costs a lot of money, and we're gonna get that home, but not because it's big and it's gonna be big and blah 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 and all over it. Should I say blah blah blah? That's really not scripted at all. But God told me, look, you're going to be using that home for something. You're going to have a studio in there. You're going to have cameras in there. It's going to have, you're going to be able to, be on the couch. You and your wife are going to be interviewing big people, big important people, and you're going to be using that house for something. You're going to be using that house for something. Listen, 2 weeks ago, and I'm not saying this because I'm, to brag. Absolutely not. But I'm giving you a reason. 2 weeks ago, I was at the barbershop, and I was meditating. And out of the blue, it was on my vision board. God said to, go ahead and buy a Maserati. And I said, what? A Maserati? He said, yep, go ahead and buy them. I said, why? He said, I'll tell you later. So I said, okay. I always wanted one. I mean, that was on my vision board, but I was like, nah, this ain't the time. It could be. I just wasn't, I don't know. Anyways, God said, buy a Maserati. Loved it, loved it. I applied for, Maserati online or whatever. And the next day I got it approved and got the car. They shipped it out from Texas. Just a beautiful car, y'all. Beautiful car. It's black, all black, tinted windows. It's hot. 400 whatever horsepower. It's a cold start. Sounds crazy. And I was getting the car wash. And then pulling right up to my car was a white Maserati. A nice lady we're talking, really nice. You can tell she was really, really well to do as well. But anyway, um, she got into her white Maserati, and I said, "That's mine right there." And she started laughing, and then God said, "You see, you deserve it as well." He said, "You deserve it as well." And He said, "I only gave that to you so that you can believe that that was my voice that's going to be talking to you from here on out." I just wanted you to know that same voice that told you to get that Maserati is the same voice that's going to direct you, through life's journey. So he said, it's bigger than that car. It's bigger than that little luxury car you think is just the bee's knees. But I wanted you to understand that that same voice that you heard to get that Maserati is the same voice that you're going to hear is going to be guiding you through life. But we have to get out of we have to get out of our comfort zone. Too many of us are living in that reality and not living in our dream world. I honestly believe that, if you believe God is in the heavens and our dreams way, way up here, we on this reality, I believe our best life is somewhere up here, but we living right here. Our best life is if we're up here dreaming for the hills, catching up to the hills, instead of right here. This is our best life. This is where we are. I'm going for my best life because you know what? I have a right to go for my best life. So family, um, just don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your goals. It's life is too short. Life is too important. We got too many things to do on this earth, in this world today, for us to give up on our dreams and goals. We do. It's too important. It's too important. Just have faith in yourself. Have faith. Dare to believe. Dream big. Go from faith to belief. Belief is you already know it's happening. It's going to happen. Faith is you're expecting it to happen. Belief is like, yep, it's done. It's done. I'm done. And don't worry what people are going to say. Don't worry what people do, what people say. Don't get sidetracked by what you think you should be thinking. Don't get sidetracked by feeling some kind of way because you know what, you want to be this type of person and you don't think that you don't think you're good enough, or you've heard too many people saying that we shouldn't be worried about that. But you know what, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna be prosperous. I am prosperous. Okay, I'm gonna love life. I'm gonna serve others. I'm gonna be my best self. We got to believe in ourselves, family. You got to get up and do something about your situation. You got to. You got to. So if you don't hear anything else I said tonight, I'm telling you right now, get out of your comfort zone, start believing in yourself, dream bigger than big, bigger than big, bigger than big. This is where we need to be. We need to be up here dreaming. Put things on paper and execute your plan of action. Execute. Execute. Don't tell me about the night you got bills to pay and you got a house that you got things you got to do, so you got to do a 9 to 5. It don't matter. We all got the bills to pay. All of us got that. We do. We do. We do. We do. But the difference between those that make it and those that don't, they don't let anything stop them. They don't. They find a way. I don't know what your find a way is, but you have to find a way. The way I find my way, a little bit of faith, a little bit of hearing what he had to say. Being open to this universe and all the good that's in the universe. Don't be afraid to say universe either. Okay, don't be afraid. Open to what's all that's good in this universe. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. My belief in myself was taking $30,000-$40,000 of my money that probably most people would not do and invest in something that I heard, and I'm living my best life. So, family, what I want to leave with you tonight is love, peace, happiness, prosperity. The next time we talk, I'm going to go deep into crypto. I'm going to tell you some of the things I have, some of the suggestions, and we're going to dive deep. You're going to take notes. But tonight, I wanted you to get a chance to know who I am and know what I'm all about. It would be very, and you don't have to. This is a free country, but it would be so awesome if you can spread the word of my channel. I'd love for you all to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, but just a click of the button, a subscription. I'm going to talk some things to people that I hope will be of benefit. But I love you all, family. You all family. Um, you know, have a great evening, right? You'll hear from me throughout the week, little nuggets, and on the weekend, I'm gonna drop some stuff. So it's not gonna be 5-10 minutes. It's gonna be more like 30-35 minutes. So and I'm close to getting some live streams. So I'm gonna be able to live stream when I need to. But family, um, believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Have a belief system. Never give up. Trust your process. Trust your process. Put things on paper. Um, and soar. Get out of your comfort zone. Get out of your comfort zone. Get into your zone. Get into your zone. That's it, family. I love you. Hug someone you love. Have a good night. Peace. Yeah.